guys, it's Selene Moon Goddess Tarot here with another pick a card reading. I'm gonna go ahead and do the normal spot check on your connection, see what the vibe is, and then do the thoughts and feelings. I have my message cards and stuff. So welcome if you're new here. This isn't my normal format, but I just thought to try something different today. Basically, I think what I'm going to do is just use one tarot deck, but still do 3 piles. So you would, maybe I'll put an emoji next to each pile for something for you to pick your pile about, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe I'll take a picture of some crystals and you can take a look at that. Either way, I'm going to have the timestamps below, okay? So I guess I am going to see what you're reading. Okay, pile 1. Pile 1. I'm going to be using the Blood Moon Tarot, okay? So let's get a spot check on your connection and see what is going on. And then we'll get some thoughts and feelings for you. Some message cards. I hope you guys are doing good. I've had better mornings. Sometimes I think that there's negative energies that try to prevent me from doing readings sometimes. Like I had everything get in the way this morning. But anyway, enough about me. All right, what's going on with pile 1's person, please? Pile 1's person. Ooh, all right. So we have, wow, sword energy, big time. So we have the Queen of, can you see that? Queen of Songs? It's pretty, isn't it? That's the Queen of Cups. Page of Dreams. I'm not going to show that one because that one's naked. YouTube doesn't like naked pictures. All right. We have to be like real careful about that. 2 of Dreams. Which is dreams in this deck is swords. Let's see what's going on here. Someone is having a hard time making a decision about this connection. Yeah, but we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is good news, meaning that if I always look at the Wheel of Fortune of like, you know, what, depending on the card before it and the card after it, it can tell you a lot about a situation and what direction it's going in. So if we're moving away from the 2 of Dreams, which is the 2 of Swords, the 2 of Swords sometimes it can be about not being able to make a decision, but sometimes it's also about feeling that you are, sorry about that, feeling that you really feel an intellectual, or your person feels an intellectual connection with you, not just one of the heart. But with the Page of Swords, I'm wondering if they're holding back a lot of feelings that they have, because starting off with the Queen of Cups, there's a lot of emotion there with the Queen of Cups. She's a very mature, wise queen when it comes to her emotions. She's mastered her emotions, not toxic. But there's a reason why, okay, let's clarify. Why the 2 of Swords, please, Spirit? Why the 2 of Swords, please, Spirit? Wow, the 6 of Swords. So there's some conflict about this connection, about whether someone should stay or go. You know, the 6 of Swords, the 6 of right here. Can you see it? Boop. Yeah, the 6 of Swords is, you know, kind of taking off to better shores. Like you've been somewhere that's caused a lot of stress, a lot of, you know, difficulty, and usually it's depicted with some, you know, like a man, you know, sheltering kind of like a family in the boat and going off to better waters. Oh, sorry. And so, I wonder if there's a breakup. Well, let's see. Let's see what's going on after what's coming up after the wheel, please, Spirit. Oh, the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, okay. So your person is deciding to let go of what has stressed them out in the past about this connection. They're letting go, and they're making a decision to work on this, to work on it, completely focus on it. So maybe things have come in the way, like maybe work has come in the way, family has come in the way, maybe you guys were maybe this person was in a connection with someone and they're having to walk away from that, and now they want to really focus on the connection with you. Well, that's interesting. What's up with that? We got the Death card. I like the Death card. Death card is about transformation. It is the way life happens, where you can't have dark without light. You can't have sun without the moon. Same kind of idea. You can't have birth and a new creation without having death. But that's coming after. So let's clarify death. Why death for this connection? Oh, why death? That makes no goddamn sense. I got the Eight of Wands. Oh, I get it. So the silence is going away. So if your person if this has been like a runner chaser dynamic, where you have an avoidant attachment person and you are, let's say you're an anxious attachment person, I think deep inside your person might have portrayed themselves to be very stoic and very, like, not ice cold, but like they're not very good at communicating their emotions. But they're realizing that they're going to have to step up to the plate and be brave. The Six of Dreams is about, the Six of Swords. It's being brave, like going to uncharted waters, to a place you've never been before. And even if it stresses you out, just doing it anyway, doing it scared. That's what it is, really. They're going to be putting in that work. I love this card, the Seven of Pentacles in this. Ooh, can you see it? Okay, in this deck, because it has this stupid camera. There it is. Anyway, you see the bees. Bees are they're really amazing creatures. Our whole ecosystem would not make it without bees. They pollinate everything. They create healing honey. They are incredibly hard workers, and they care for their whole hive. They care for each other. And I think that your person, and that's falling under the Queen of Cups. So your person is putting to death this silence and not being open and honest about how they feel. Yeah, let's get a couple more cards and then we'll get some message cards. Yep, Justice. They're bringing balance back into this connection. Justice card, it also can be about, like, let's see if I can, yeah. The Justice card can also be about if there was divorces or any kind of legal things that have come up in this connection. But for me, it really just confirms that they want to right the wrongs that they've done to you by not communicating, by not being clear, by not, being completely honest about where they're coming from. I think that they're also very aware that they can lose you. And when you look at the Six of Dreams here, again, there are eyeballs there. You see that? There's eyeballs, and then it looks like they're crying. So there's sadness in this. They know that maybe laid down the law and said, you know what? You need to fix something because this can't last the way it's going. So let's get some message cards and get some secret thoughts about how they're feeling. You guys seem to really like this. I got to get a new box, you think? Hello. You guys like this deck that I wrote? I do these little shorts, and then I kind of feel embarrassed because my writing sucks, dude. It's not very clear, but hopefully, I'm guessing you guys are reading them fine. So I want to make a couple more decks like this. So let's get some thoughts and feelings for your person here. Pile choose. Oh, they're already sweet little messages. Okay, we got a bunch. Oh, see, that's what I was saying. This one says, I feel you leaving me. And that's the Six of the Swords right there. I feel you leaving me. I love you. What did I say? My feelings scare me to share. That doesn't sound right. My feelings scare me to... I'm scared to share my feelings is what I really should have said. And failure scares me. So those are the two reasons right there why they were holding back in the first place. I have always... Oh, here's another one. I have always lost in love. So, yeah, there's some kind of trauma or something there. Your person has had their heart broken really bad in the past, and maybe you scared the shit out of them because you were like authentic, open, and honest. And some people, that's a hard thing for people to digest, and foreign sometimes, and new things scare people. Our brains, like I've said 1,000 times, our brains just want to protect us, even if there's no real fear there, or fear. Let me get my thoughts right. Even if there's nothing really there to be fearful of, if it resonates with something we've experienced in the past, our brain will say, danger, danger, like, don't go with this person. There's something wrong here. Even though there's nothing wrong. Our brain really just fucks with us, really. So you really have to trick yourself into new horizons and new, diving into new things, new relationships. You have to kind of do it scared, pretty much. So let's get some more. Soft kisses and smelling your neck. Woo, that one flew. Hold on. The one that flew, it says, I want to be brave and share my heart. Dude, I love when everything resonates. Not resonates. Synchronistic. Something like that. All right. Anyway. Keep going. Can we do life together? Oh, they're so in love with you. Oh. Put a heart in the comments if this reading really it matches your situation. I stay up late thinking about you. What turns you on? So they do stay up late thinking. Maybe thinking some nasty things. All right, we'll get a couple more. I'm hiding my feelings from you. Yeah, I think that's ending. Last one. Our connection makes no sense in this world. See? So there's something about your connection that really, really terrifies your person, but also intrigues them in the biggest way. And I think they just did not know what to do with you. Which is kind of fucking fantastic, to be honest with you. You must be pretty badass, pile one, because to shock someone the way you have shocked this person, it just sucks that you've had to wait for this, or you're stuck listening to a tarot reading about this instead of this person being open. But it seems like that, with death and justice, they're coming out. I'm coming out. Oh, it's Pride Month. I think there's a Pride parade today. Huh, that's funny. Maybe this is a queer relationship. It's all good in the tarot world. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, I guess that's it. I will see you next time. Write in the comments if you like this kind of style where you're just looking at my mug here while I'm doing your reading, and let me know what you think. Okay? And I will see you next time. Bye. Hey, pile two. I decided to do the Sci-Fi tarot deck for you. I don't have the box with me. I don't know. I don't know how I'll just put them next to the piles. Anyway, pile two. So let's get a spot check on your person, on this connection, and see what in the hell is going on. All right, pile two and their person, please, Spirit. Ooh, we starting off strong with the lovers. Look, isn't this the cutest fucking deck ever? They're all like sci-fi posters, movie posters. Okay, so we got the lovers. What is this one? The Page of Pentacles? Nine of Pentacles. Ooh. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. So your person is seeing you as well, first of all, with these two cards, your person is seeing you as a partner. Like the Lovers is kind of like the Gemini card, where it is about, it reminds me of the Two of Cups, to be honest. It is a counterpart card where your person really feels like you and them are like-minded. You guys, your hearts are very similar. They feel like you're someone that they can build with, that they can have a true, deep connection with, where it's reciprocal. They don't worry that you're gonna one day leave them out of the blue. They are very confident in their feelings for you as well. Matched up with the Nine of Pentacles, it is like they see you as like right now maybe you're single and ready to mingle. Maybe they have a crush on you from afar. Maybe this is a person we'll see. But they already, like off the jump, they see you as like they in love with you. They in love with your ass. All right. So let's go. Tell me more. All right, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so they taking their sweet time. Hold on. Sorry about that. My kids are, it's summertime and then it's a weekend and the kids are here and they're doing the best they can with their little brains got. You know, they're 11 and 8, and so I'm like, give me some time to do the readings and then we can hang out and go do stuff. And every 15 minutes, are you done, Mom? Are you done? Anyway, I love my babies, but they get on my last nerve. All right, anyway. So, with the Knight of Pentacles, okay, your person is taking their sweet time. Now, this is a trustworthy knight. This knight is somebody that is going to come through. He's going to save the day. But it's kind of like, it's my Easy Eddie card. Like, it's somebody that is trustworthy, will come through, but also they're slow. I hate to say it like that, but all right, tell me more. Okay, yeah, Queen of Pentacles. They want to make you their Queen of Pentacles. I wonder if this person's younger than you. Look at the Queen of Pentacles card. You see that? Isn't that pretty? Anyway. All right, tell me more. Whoa, we got a lot. Oh, see? Yep, they're taking their sweet time. So what's going on here? I wonder if this was a false start where your person, like maybe they like off the jump they said that they had a crush on you. Maybe they told you that, you know, they were interested in you, or maybe you heard that they were interested in you. or there was some kind of false start where you guys were became aware of this connection, but then someone like put the brakes on big time. Like your person said, like slammed the brakes down and said, wait a goddamn minute. I need to really make sure that this person is solid, especially with the Queen of Pentacles. I think that they've come to that conclusion. But with the Hangman, the Hangman is a hangman that like there's different hangmans. There's not different hangmans. What I mean to say is that the Hangman is about going and seeking insight voluntarily, okay? Not being forced by the universe, not being forced because of any kind of karma cycle or anything like that. It's like purposefully putting yourself in time out so that you can let your guard down and be vulnerable enough to accept whatever truths about this connection so that they can come to mind and they can put it together. I don't know why if they view you as the Queen of Pentacles, I don't understand why they feel like they need to take more time to look for insight, especially about the love that they have for you. After that, we have, which one is this one? The Three of Wands. Okay. So in this pursuit of insight, they have figured out and are making plans to come to you and be honest about the connection. Okay. I don't think that they've been dishonest, but they need to come clean about why they pulled away in the first place. Why would somebody do that if they were really into you and wanted to, talk about, well, that's just it, right? They didn't want to talk about the connection. They wanted to, like, it scared them or it was too real, and it's funny how our society is, because our society tells us that falling in, and look at all the rom-coms and all the the things out there that tell us this is what love is supposed to be. It's supposed to, like, love at first sight, and it's supposed to be so amazing and so, like, life-changing. But then when that really does happen in real fucking life, people get fucking scared. They're like, what in God's name is this? I didn't plan this. I didn't ask for this. But their subconscious did. Like, deep down inside, they definitely asked for this. But then when it happens, they're like, I don't know. Our society doesn't teach us, and it's not our society's responsibility, but I just think that the social norms are not to embrace authenticity because we're so afraid to get hurt. We mask, and then when somebody comes along, like, hello, the High Priestess just came out. Like, when somebody comes along that sees right through the bullshit, that scares the shit out of people. That really does. It's happened to me. I mean, like, I've done it to people unintentionally, but it is what it is. So I think they've realized that you know them like the back of your hand. And that's what scared them. That's what put the big, oh, look at that. Got the sun on the bottom. That's what put the brakes on this connection. So let's get a couple more cards. What's coming soon in this connection, Spirit? Tell me more. What's coming soon? All right, we have the Seven of Wands. Look at the Seven of Wands. Wait. Look at the little aliens. This is one of my favorite decks. And the Queen of Cups. This could be a female-female connection or feminine-feminine energy connection, because we have both the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. But this could be masculine, like gender-wise. I mean, there is no gender in tarot. There really isn't. But so what's coming next is, with the Seven of Wands, they're going to do everything they can to protect this connection. Some people look at the Seven of Wands as because usually it's depicted with someone, standing at like a cliff, and they have like a wand in their hand, like a weapon, and something's attacking them. or the rest of those other wands are pointed at them, right? For your person, I don't feel that that's the case. I don't think they're going to be defensive with you. I think they're going to want to protect this in the biggest way, and they're going to come clean with their feelings for sure. Anything else you want to tell pile 2? Anything else you want to tell pile 2, Spirit? Okay. You got the 9 of Swords. So the message there is stop worrying about this connection. You're stressing out about this connection. Page of Wands. All right. You're stressing out about this connection. I don't know if it's keeping you up at night. Are you having nightmares about like what could happen? Trust with this Knight of Pentacles. You got to trust the connection, I think. And I think what helps me, because I'm a worrywart too, what helps me to not worry is focusing on myself, believe it or not. Because that's the last thing you want to do, right? When you're stressed out about a connection, the last thing you want to do is think about yourself. You're just kind of hyper fixated on the connection, but really honestly taking care of yourself, doing the things that make you happy, trying to either indulge in hobbies that you already have or, you know, step into a new hobby. Epsom salt baths are really great. Quiet time to just think with a candle and looking into a mirror. It's mirror work. All of those things help with stress and help with worrying about this connection. But there's nothing in these cards that make me worried about you. Like, I feel like this person's legit and honest. Well, they're going to come clean and be honest soon. But they do have real feelings for you. Okay, so let's get some message cards for you. All right. What are the messages for pile 2's person that they want to say? I have always lost in love. All right. So it sounds like, yeah, there's fear there. That came out in pile 1 too. Tell me more. Oh, see? No one has gotten as close as you have. Yeah, you scared them. You somehow were able to get, you know, with the High Priestess here, I think you were just somehow able to see through the veneer. The veneer? I don't think that's the right word. I don't think that's the fucking right word. Maybe somebody has veneers. I'm just saying that you were able to see through their mask, whatever they were, you know, whatever they usually put forward in a romantic connection, their usual MO, you were able to see through it. And that scared them. Just being near you is intoxicating. Yeah. You do something to their body. Like, the chemistry is palpable. You know, you could feel it in the air when you guys are together. Oh, and it says, I want to feel that way again. Well, they shouldn't have been all scaredy pants. I made the wrong choice. There you go. All right, come on. Tell us more. Oh, shit, that one flew. All right, hold on. I don't care what needs to be done. I'm in love. They ain't fucking around. I told you. They have, you know, maybe, and you know what? In the long run, it's good that they took their time to figure things out, because you would want someone to be sure about you. You don't want someone to be like scared and then misunderstand those you know, those feelings that happen in their body when they see you, or misconstrue that as like a warning signal to avoid this connection, right? You want them to wait, stop, pause, take a minute to really figure it out. But it seems like they have. Tell me more. Give us some more, please, Spirit. All right. I think that's good. Oh, yeah, there's a few. Commitment scares me, but I love you. There you go. That's that song that comes into my mind every time I read that card. That Shaka Khan song. Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan song. It was all Shaka Khan song. That went through the fire, through the limit to the wall. Okay. I let my ego get in the way. Yes, they did. I look for you everywhere because I feel your presence. So, if this is the case, they might really feel like you guys are soulmates. Like there's a soul connection, and those connections are different than just a simple romantic connection. These kind of connections are a little creepy in that if one of you has psychic abilities or is an empath, or probably both of you, at the least an empath, you can sense each other's thoughts, you can sense each other's feelings. So like if for some reason you're having a good day and then all of a sudden you feel like sadness for some reason or nervousness for some reason, and then you run into your person, I mean, you're feeling them, right? Yeah, it's kind of creepy. Did I say I made the wrong choice already? I'm not sure, but I see that there. I look for you everywhere because I feel... Oh, I said that already. Sorry. I made things harder than it should have been. Yes, you did. Are you happy without me? So maybe somewhere along the lines you were like, you know what? I ain't got time for your bullshit. I got things to do. I got life to live. And you haven't figured it out yet. So I'm not going to wait around. Maybe you had that kind of conversation with this person, but they're in love with you. You know, my feelings. Oh, this came out in pile 1, and I wrote this down like backwards. My feelings scare me to share. But that doesn't make sense. It should be sharing my feelings scare me. Okay. And I want to make you happy. Wow. All right. Well, pile 2, I'm going to leave it right here for you. And thank you so much for stopping by. And let me know in the comments if you like this kind of format. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that way you get notified whenever I post a reading. Okay? You have a good day. I'll see you next time. All right, pile 3. I decided to use the Everyday Tarot for you. Okay? I'll put it in the description box below. All right. The readings have been interesting. They've been interesting. It seems like in the collective, like there's this rash of people, just avoidant partners, avoidant crushes, avoidant people who acknowledge that that they're a soulmate and not communicating that and leaving the other person just blank. But anyway, super annoying. Super annoying. All right, let's see. Okay, so not to be gross, I really should get one of those little finger, what do I call it? The little, it's like this pink stuff you put on your finger when you're going through a lot of papers. But I like my thumb, so sorry. But they're my cards, so. Okay. All right. What's going on in this connection for pile 3, Spirit? These are big cards. What's going on in this connection for pile 3, please, Spirit? See? I have to lick my finger. Sorry. It's kind of gross, I know. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. All right. So, we're starting off with the Fool. So, this deck I love. Let's see if we can see it. The Fool. There you go. There's a little rainbow. This could be a queer connection. It is Pride Month, and I think there's a pride parade happening all over the States, I think. So, the Fool is all about jumping off the cliff, taking a chance, like having that childlike curiosity about life. Okay, and if you can tell here, you can see that like this side looks like it's like a little tropical, area, country, and this other side is like a boat. I think it's a boat or a platform, like a construction worker. It makes me think of the YMCA, that band. What's the name of that band? Men? No, Men at Work is that's a different. Anyway, okay. Never mind. Anyway, so you don't know really if the Fool is coming or going. Has the Fool come back from learning a lot on a journey, or are they taking off again? All right, so we're starting that. Then there's the Nine of Wands. Ooh, so maybe what happened here? Your person feels like they were a fool, or your energy's coming in where you feel like you've been a fool here. But the Wounded Warrior is a card like, basically you've been wounded in a war, but you still have the passion behind you to continue on. This whatever setback this was, or whatever battle this is not going to hold you back. It's not going to hold your person back. They're gonna fight for this. They're gonna continue to fight for this. But I kind of am still curious about the Fool. I wonder if someone works in construction, because here is another one. We have the Ace of Coins of someone with a hard hat on, and they're planting. I don't know why they have to have a hard hat. Like what's gonna fall on your head when you're planting things? I don't know. All right, but anyway, here we go. Your person with the Ace of Coins, there's an offer, a grounded offer coming from your person. And the universe has been whispering in their ear, or their conscience, has been telling them, you know what? Like, don't give up the fight. This is a challenge. This might be a very challenging love connection. Love can be so complicated and really, really painful. It's like I've said in a few readings, it's why I like doing love readings, because love connections often cause you to look in the mirror and look at, and love puts you in such a vulnerable position where, like, all of your thoughts, all of your fears, sometimes we make mistakes and we put our self-worth in a connection. And then when we get burned, that kind of pain stays for a long time. Oh, so I wonder, was your person in a connection before you guys met? Because we have the Nine of Coins. I think that really, I wonder if whatever situation, either they made the wrong decision, chose another connection, left you to the side, and they were an idiot for doing that. And now they're realizing, oh, I need to come back. And they want to come back and tell you they're single. Or they have found out that you're newly single. And you got it going on. And they know they made a mistake. They know they fucked up. They know they fucked up. Tell me more. The Four of Wands. The Four of Wands. Okay, let's see if you can see that. Okay, so it's a little old couple having... this camera doesn't like to... There we go. It's a little old couple celebrating an anniversary. And they're dancing. And all the families there, they want to marry you. They want to marry you. I don't know if they were married before. I don't think so. They want to put a ring on it. With the Nine of Coins, because the Nine of Coins is all about being, it is about being single. It's about being single, independent. You ain't got to worry in the goddamn world, And And then the Four Wands, they want to cuff it. Do people say that anymore? I don't know, my ass is old. They want to put a ring on it, they want to cuff it, whatever. What do the kids say these days? I should ask my boy. My boys, I have an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old. They should be able to. I totally make them so uncomfortable when I try to talk their lingo. I'm like, you don't have any Riz. Sigma, beta, alpha, whatever the fuck. Like, I had to Google what the fuck crash out means. I'm like, crash out? Like, who thought of that one? Anyway. I don't mean to go on a tangent. Sorry, I had to put it on pause because speaking of the boys, they came to the door. Okay, so what fell out? Temperance. Okay, so I think they're aware that they have, look at this temperance card too. So temperance is about being able to manage and wait in different environments. Like usually it's depicted with like a person holding jars, balancing jars of water and pouring one jar of water into another, and there's one foot in the dirt and the other foot's in the stream or a lake. But this one is cool, the way they put this one. I love this deck because it's very, very modern. Okay, so you got this lady trying to be hospitable with two people fighting, and she's like, hey, we're just gonna work through it, we're gonna be patient through it, let's not fight, I'm trying to make peace, we can do this kind of thing. So yeah, I think they know that they fucked it up. I think that they know that you've been very patient with them. No, go outside. Sorry, hold on one second. Okay, I wonder if there's a lot of things that are interrupting this connection, getting in the way, because that's like 2 or 3 interruptions I've had for your reading, so I apologize. Okay, so speaking of patience, okay, I think they're well aware that maybe they're skating on thin ice with you. All right, we have the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant is interesting because it's a card about learning, or it can also represent institutions like church, religion, hospitals, government buildings, places where there are rigid rules that people need to follow. Lawyers come to mind. I wonder if one of you are, or you work with legal issues. So maybe there has been legal issues. Maybe there has been a divorce and your person is single, or one of you, or both of you. But I think that they've really understood that the lesson that they've had to learn by not being upfront, first of all, and second of all, just making the wrong decision. And making you wait is really not fair to you at all. We have the 5 of Coins. Again, that confirms that before I even looked at it. But this is a card about sadness. It's mourning. It's feeling like they might lose you. I think they might feel like they already lost you. I mean, this whole scenario could be just going on in their own head, and they've not communicated this to you. But they will soon, because we have the Ace of Blades. Look at how they do this one. This one is like a veterinarian situation. But when you think of that kind of scenario, you think about even maybe somebody works in the medical field, but you think about that, it is like, because right now this little dog is on the table and they're having an epiphany about it. They're having an epiphany about what they saw in the x-ray. Your person has had this epiphany that they might lose you, that they've made you wait too long. You know what I love about this card that I never noticed before? But you see there, right on top of the dog, there's a little fairy there comforting the dog. And if you have waited for this person, I think the universe maybe has been guiding you to do that. Maybe what I have experienced is, And what I've learned now, I understand, is my intuition, and it is the universe supporting me. But I used to be very frustrated by it, where you're in a connection, or you have a friendship, or you have a romantic relationship, and you feel like you're going through cycles with this person. You feel like, why can't I let this person go? Why is this person still in my mind? Why do I still have to deal with this stagnant situation? I really don't want to pay attention to it anymore. It's not fruitful. The person walked away. But why do they still keep coming back over and over and over in your mind? And, speaking to the Four of Wands and speaking to this like epiphany, this person in you, there is some guidance of the universe with this connection. Like the universe is working here. So I'm wondering if there's something that you and your person are going to be doing together. And maybe that's why we have the Hierophant here, that there is some kind of higher purpose to this connection. That there's some impact that you're going to be making by coming together with this person when that finally does happen. Okay. What advice do you have for pile 3? Advice for pile 3, please, Spirit. There you go. 6 of Wands. What do you think about maybe, I wonder if you're a runner, but this person's doing hurdles, and running is hard enough. Running is hard enough, but when you put hurdles into it, I'm sure that this has felt that way. And as I mentioned before with cycles, and I think about all of these hurdle bars that they're going over and over and over again, that there is an end to this story and a new beginning. There is, which I'm surprised we don't have the Death card and the Death card, and what was the other card? I guess it would be any triumphant card, to be honest with you. Like a Death card and then the Sun card, or the Death card and, the Lover's card, or like ending a cycle and a rebirth. So trust in the universe, trust that you're being guided. And so all the cards on this deck have little fairies on them. And this little fairy right here is like totally helping that girl out and holding up the last hurdle. Right? So don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. There is an ending and a positive new beginning. And again, we see that with the Ace of Cups. So that's the advice from the universe. Yes, it confirms that this connection is a powerful connection, and one that is like, there is a higher purpose to this connection. The only romantic card we got was the Four of Wands. So I do wonder, there might be a few of you out there that this is a platonic relationship or a best friend connection, or the connection was platonic and it's transforming into something more romantic. Look at that. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. Skateboarder. That's like acing it, When you think about a skateboarder or anybody that's in sports, all of the practice that it has to take in order for them to not only manage whatever they're doing, like the bike or the skateboard or whatever, but then to be able to do tricks with it on top of that. I mean, that takes time, effort, practice, and determination. So, all right, let's get to some messages. Let me move this one over here. All right, pile 3. Pile 3's person, what do they want to say to pile 3? Woo! That came right out. Hold on. You blow my mind. Mm-hmm. They've had some kind of epiphany about you. You feel like home. Oh, that's so sweet. Your person loves you. So you feel like home. You know, maybe this is a connection that you guys have known each other for a long time, I think. Tell us more. Thoughts for pile 3. Ooh. Crash into you. So that makes me think of that, or when I wrote that card, I had that song in mind of Dave Matthews Band, Crash Into You. Or maybe it's just called Crash, I'm not sure. But look it up. It's a romantic song. I love that song. Life is not as together as it seems. Okay. So I'm wondering if they were in a connection, maybe you don't know that this shit has been going on in the background. Like you don't know that they have been going through it. Because they're keeping it to themselves. No one understands me like you. Sam, they love you. This is a deep connection. There might be some psychic back and forth happening here with you guys. Aww, I love this card. Can I be the big spoon? Aww. I love it. I'm not good enough for you. Yeah, they've put you on a pedestal. And, you know, putting someone on a pedestal is okay. But I think when you get to the point where after a while, it starts turning into a fantasy that your brain almost wants to like protect you from. Like you put someone on a pedestal, you make them godlike almost. Not godlike, but you make them too far out of reach. And it really doesn't need to be that dramatic, right? It doesn't need to be all of that. But when you put someone on a pedestal, you run the risk of that. And I hate to say it, but I don't mean to be mean, but folks that are not emotionally intelligent, which is not a disc, because it's not a diss, because being emotionally intelligent takes work to get there. You're not just like instantly emotionally intelligent, right? So it does take suffering in order to learn anything when it comes to emotions. But a lot of masculine energy I notice, and because it's the way our society, you know, men aren't supposed to cry. They're, you know, you're supposed to be so stoic, and, you know, we don't allow for them to explore their feelings in order to figure out these kind of things. So navigating a romantic relationship just feels like a foreign language, you know, to them. Sorry about that. I am so sorry. In fact, let's get more message cards, and then I'll get you an advice card from a different deck, because I just apologize, pile 3, for so many interruptions. Okay, please give me a chance. Yeah. I bet they want a chance. Maybe, excuse me. Maybe the reason why I'm getting all of these interruptions for this particular pile and feeling frustrated is because you've been frustrated with this connection. It says, you feel like music to my soul. I am so sorry for hurting you. I bet they did hurt you. I made a mess of all of this. I lust you. I don't know, I bet they do. Okay. Commitment scares me, but I love you. I want to make you happy. I made the wrong choice. I was wondering if this card was going to come out, because that's exactly what I felt when when we got the Fool and then the Nine of Wands. I know we are soulmates. And failure scares me. I don't care what needs to be done. I'm in love. Wow. I guess it really does. Oh yeah, let's do that one. I have this deck. Sorry. If you haven't been able to tell, I have a little bit of ADHD. I got a touch of the ADHD. I found this card. Under this deck, I found this card that says, will you give me a chance? That's weird. Like this deck literally has dust on it because I haven't used it in so long. All right. Now this card, this deck is called the Messy Truth Oracle deck. And it's got some, it's kind of, it's got vinegar and it's got honey. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some nice cards, or there's some sad cards. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to know here? What advice do you have for pile 3 about this connection? Okay. Used and then discarded. Ooh, that's what you were going through. Used and then discarded. Okay. Advice, please, for pile 3. What should they do? Pile 3. Can't move on. This is your person's connection, your person's energy. Can't move on. Okay. What advice do you have for pile 3, Spirit? I'm asking for advice. What should pile 3 do? In their head. So one of you is overthinking and stressed out. That came out with how you got the 6 of Wands. To stop overthinking. Okay, here's the advice. So you have talking into the void, texting them, no reply, left hanging, right? But what came to me when I read that was maybe something you should do that'll help you through this is some self-talk, or journaling, or writing a letter to them, even though they might not get it. But expressing yourself is really, really important. That's how we get to a point of healing in any situation, to be honest. It doesn't have to be a love situation, but communicating to yourself about this connection, whether you should, how this connection makes you feel. Setting aside the wrong choice your person made. Does this person feel like that soulmate? Does this person, do you feel that in your heart, or are there other red flags or toxic signs that you're not seeing, that you haven't admitted to yourself, that maybe you might not want to pursue this connection? Through that, the last card that you got here is Soul Come Back Online, Energy Return, Alignment, and a Spiritual Reset. Okay? So things are going to turn around. Things are going to get better. But loving yourself through this situation, loving yourself through the feeling used or discarded, because you're a fucking amazing pile 3. You're an amazing soul. Your person is the one that made a mistake by not trusting this connection and making a poor decision, really. You know, that has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with their own fear, their own unwillingness to be authentic and be honest with themselves about what they want for their lives. But they see their error, though. But the most important thing is that if you decide to come back to this connection, you make sure that you love yourself through it. Do not throw yourself into this connection without loving yourself through it, because you're going to need to have that fortitude through this whole connection. You know, it's going to go up and down all around, especially if that Five of Wands, or I'm sorry, the Six of Wands was about going over those hurdles. You know, you need to have the fortitude to be able to do that, the emotional fortitude, psychological fortitude. So it is really, really important for you to love yourself through this, okay? So I think I'm going to leave it there for you. And I appreciate your patience through this reading. And I really, really hope that everything works out for you. Trust in the universe. Talk to spirit, pray, do whatever you need to do in order to feel in alignment with whatever decision you make with this connection. All right? And remember that you're never, you know, lessons, I always tell my boys this too, but lessons are like mistakes and things that are negative that happen in our life are meant to teach us. They're just lessons. They're just like the planet in general. Like living here really is a school of just making mistakes. It's like a cycle of making mistakes, learning from your mistakes, making different choices later, you know, over and over and over again. And it has nothing to do with your self-worth. You are still absolutely valuable from the moment you took a breath when you were born to the day you die. Do not allow other people to place a value on you. All right? That is the biggest mistake I think that all of us have made at one time or another in a relationship, where we put someone else's value above our own and give so much of our own power away. You know, it really does it really is not fair to you. And just remember that. I just felt kind of called to say that, all right? So don't forget to like and subscribe and do the things, and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified for the next time I post, okay? Until next time, thank you so much. Bye.